Hey guys, it's Christine with Indigo Wings, and I have a quick reading that I'm going to do for you guys that is for twin flame, soulmates, divine connections for January 1st through January 15th. I'm going to try to keep this pretty quick because I have some other content that I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to get out this week, and so I didn't want to spend too much time on this shorter reading. One thing that I want to point out that is taking place tomorrow on January 2nd, there is a pretty big full moon in Cancer, so some of you may be feeling a little more emotional than normal. That's why. So take a look at how that might be hitting you in your chart, and see, you know, what that might be doing. And take that time, since we just started 2018, which Happy New Year, by the way, to all of you. I hope you had a great New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. This is a great time to get into the habit of, honoring the full moon and the new moon. Start it now, starting with January. So, okay, I'm doing the smaller spread for this reading where I read the feminine energy, the masculine energy, combined energies, and then the near future. So I'm going to just jump right in and start with that. Now, 2 cards came out for the feminine energy, and I thought it was really cool. They're both ones. It looked like an 11, and 2018 is an 11 year. And, I feel like more than anything with seeing the ones, I was really feeling like for the feminine, you are in a place of being able to work on the goals and dreams that you have for yourself. You are able to really take advantage of this great manifestation energy that is around us. And so that is what I just saw immediately. So we have base chakra, and the message that I'm getting with base chakra is that the feminine is concerned right now with, her material and basic needs being met. And not so much that her needs aren't being met, but she wants to be the one, she wants to make sure things are taken care of. She's very concerned about money, finances, being provided for, home, security, things like that. And I just want to add, totally not related to the reading, if you're hearing like roughhousing noises, my husband is playing with our really big dog. Some of you who have been subscribers for a while, you may have seen our dog. He's 120 pounds. He's a big guy. So they're a little noisy when they roughhouse. And so if you hear any loud noises, that's what's happening. So that's what I feel like base chakra is really talking about is, the feminine is focusing on being secure in taking care of those basic needs for herself. This card I thought was really nice is Love Abounds. And I feel like this is a message to the feminine. I feel like there's a lot of you that have been maybe feeling like, I don't want to say unlovable. I don't think that's the right word, but you've been just not feeling the love around you. And I feel like you are realizing that you will see more love around you when you give yourself the love that you're looking for from other people. And so that the more you give yourself the things that you have been looking for from other people, you're gonna start getting it all around. And I feel like that's what this Love Abounds card is about. That things are going to be, that you're in this place of things starting to pick up for you in other places, because you are giving to yourself what you've been looking for. And that, you know, and I think that also, you know, this is a message that love is all around us. And, you know, there, I think, are a lot of feminine feeling like they're, and I'm getting a lot of, when I'm on the right track about something, I get like a ringing in my ear that tells me I'm going in the right direction. And so I'm getting that right now. There are feminine twins who feel like their masculine twin does not care about them, does not love them. You know, they're feeling, you know, having feelings of abandonment, or, you know, a lot of things along those lines. And that's just not the case. You know, that love is all around you. Even if you're not seeing it in the physical, that love is there. And I do feel like some things are going to be happening that are going to open your eyes. You know, see this big eye. I feel like you're going to be able to see that a lot more in the coming weeks. The two clarifying cards that came out here, we have the Knight of Air. And with the Knight of Air, you know, I feel like this is, you know, this is confirming the feminine, you know, this is a fast-moving energy, and I feel like this is confirming the feminine turning that focus on herself and seeing the benefits come to her quickly. You know, things will be happening quickly as the feminine makes these decisions to live in a certain way. And then we have the Three of Fire. And I feel like the feminine is going to be seeing as well, you know, the feminine is going to be having a lot of abundance coming to her. And again, you know, with that Love Abounds card, I feel like that's a card of abundance, you know, being abundant in love. You know, the love is all around you. And, you know, that things do look very good. It's just you need to be patient for everything to come together exactly the way you want it to. And that's, I feel like that's exactly where the feminine is coming into this place of really understanding these things. The card that comes up for the masculine is dedicated effort. And so, you know, I know that there's a lot of, you know, a lot of my clients in particular that I've been working with, but just a lot of other people that I see out in social media and the twin flame world, you know, are feeling neglected by their twins. You know, they're not feeling like they're getting what they want. You know, and those might be some of the people who are in separation. So this might not necessarily be for people who are in like a long period of not speaking to each other. But I feel like for those of you who, you know, do talk, but, you know, things are just maybe not exactly where you want them to be, this is the divine masculine. They are really understanding that they need to put in more of an effort to areas of their life that they want to see move forward. you know, they're realizing that they can't half-ass things that they want to see in their reality in the future. You know, that they have to put an effort into things they want to have a strong foundation with. They need to put an effort into the people that they want to have strong partnerships with. And the clarifying cards here, you have the 9 of Water, which is all about your dreams coming true. And you have the 2 of Fire, which is, you know, the 2 of Fire is all about, you know, moving forward. And, you know, so I feel like this is just kind of solidifying the understanding, or at least they're trying to understand. You know, they all might not be exactly in this space, but they're understanding that to get to the 9 of Water and to move forward, they have to make the effort. They have to put in the work to get there. Are they going to do it? I don't know. That's always kind of like the $1 million question. You know, and it's not always just up to them to do the work. You know, the feminine, you have to do what you have to do on your end too. It's not just up to the masculine. But it's always kind of like, you know, is everybody going to do what they're supposed to do? I don't know. The next card for combined energies is Blossom. And what I really liked about this card is, you know, in the traditional deck, this is Judgment. In my Angel Tarot deck, this is Renewal. But to me, in this deck, Blossom, this is like, to me, kind of like manifestation. At least this is what it looks like. Like, this is her like looking at this golden ball and growing things from this. She's you know, she is growing what she wants from this magical orb, and that's kind of, you know, if you think about it, that's kind of what we do with manifestation. You know, we focus on something, we think about something, we set our intentions, you know, whatever, you know, way you do it, and things start to grow and start to come together. And I feel like, you know, I kind of love how the aspects of manifestation are coming out in this reading, and we just started 2018, which is an 11 year and a year of manifestation. And, you know, and I feel like both the masculine and the feminine are really coming into a place where they understand that they are, you know, they are the captains of their ships, and that they are in control of the choices that they make and the thoughts that they think, and what develops from those things, and that they have the ability to move towards and manifest towards their dreams and the life that they want. And, you know, the clarifying card here is the Knight of Fire, and so this is another fast-moving energy, and I feel like this ties in with the aspect of manifestation, because, you know, this is, you know, the Knight of Fire can be about events that need our attention, but they can also be, you know, the Knight, we need to think things through carefully when the Knight of Fire shows up. And how, to me right now, that's tying into the manifestation is we need to be very aware of the words and the thoughts and the intentions that we are putting out into the universe, because that is what we will be bringing into our lives. And I feel like that is something that both the masculine and the feminine need to be very careful and cautious of, and use, you know, they need to, you know, they need to work with this energy of manifestation, but they need to be cautious at the same time, you know, that you're not bringing negativity towards you. You know, you want to make sure that you're, you know, in the right frame of mind, and you're using the words that you want to use, and that you're attracting the things that you really want to attract to you. For the near future, 3 cards came out. We have confront, we have win or lose, and then we have coming together. And, you know, literally what I got from this, you know, I literally am getting that, you know, in the near future, there's going to be something between the masculine and feminine that needs to be addressed. Now, this could be something that you address on your own, or this could be something that you address together. But, you know, so confront, like, so literally, there's going to be some sort of confrontation. For some of you, you may be having to address some shadow issues within yourself that you have not faced. For others of you, this may be something within your own dynamic that you need to face and you need to deal with. The next card is win or lose. And this is a card, this is like a kind of a tricky kind of card, because it's like, it's a card that's like in matters of the heart, don't let your ego get the best of you. So sometimes when you are fighting with somebody and you want to be right, or you think you're right, you can press the issue and keep going and keep sticking with, well, I'm right on this and I'm not going to back down. You know, and it's kind of like, well, is it worth it? Because, you know, you're going to win the fight because you think you're right, but then you lose the person that you care about. And I feel like the confront and the win or lose, I feel like these are connected. I feel like whatever it is, for those of you who the issue is within your relationship that you know, or your dynamic that you confront, I feel like it's going to come into a win or lose type of scenario where someone's going to have to let go of their ego issues in it. And, you know, what's more important? The love that's in this relationship, and can you compromise and move forward? Or are you going to let your ego take hold? You know, like, what's more important here? So I feel like this is kind of like a, not a warning, but just like a heads up that you could end up causing yourself more grief in the long run if you let your ego hold on too tightly. For those of you that these are inner issues, you know, say something comes up and it triggers something in you and you realize, you know what, I still have to deal with this issue. Again, I feel like it's going to bring something up between you and your twin, your soulmate, your divine counterpart, whoever, whatever relationship it is that you're in, whoever you're watching this video for, where, you know, you're going to have to basically let go of ego issues if you want to hang on to the relationship. And I think it's going to be like a turning point for some of you where you say, you know what, I'm not an ego on this, because sometimes you're not. You know, I think you're going to really sit down and say, okay, I'm not an ego. I am correct. I'm not wrong for sticking up for myself or sticking to my guns. This is a deal breaker. I cannot move forward with this person until this is addressed or this is dealt with. And it is worth walking away from the relationship over. Some of you may get to that point with that. You know, this is just kind of like a heads up for those that it might not be worth going through that. But regardless, when you get to that point and you make that choice, the win or the lose, you know, do I let the ego take over? Do I, you know, what do we do here? We have coming together. And so for those of you who decide, you know, you face whatever shadow it is that you need to face, and, you know, you decide that it's not something worth losing the love over. We have the coming together. And so whatever that's going to look like for you, it's the coming together. And I do feel like for those of you who do decide with this win or lose card that it's time to walk away, you're going to have coming together somewhere else. It's either going to be with yourself, it's going to be with another partner, or where you walk away, it ends up being a turning point where they get their act together and you still wind up with this. So I think that's kind of cool. And so, and I pulled clarifying cards, and all three of these came out at the same time, and this just basically reiterates everything that I just said. So we have the 10 of air, and so the 10 of air is, you know, something's coming to an end, and so you're addressing something, you know, whether it's a shadow within you, it's something in the you know, in your dynamic that needs to be addressed. Something needs to shift, something needs to change, whatever it is. And, you know, you have to address it in order for it to change and in order for it to get better. And for some of you, you know, and even after you address it, you know, for those of you that it goes well, you might have to, you know, come to the 4 of air. For some of you that doesn't go well, you're still going to hit the 4 of air. The 4 of air, you know, take a rest, take a step back. You know, you're going to need a process depending on how it goes and depending on what it is, depending on who you are. If it's something that was internal, if it was something that was a you issue, that was you were triggered or whatever it was, and it's not them, it's you, or, you know, it's going to depend on what it was. But you're going to have the 4 of air where you need to just take a rest, take a break, and come back to it. You know, and the 4 of air is also, you know, you don't need to rush to make a decision about anything. Take some time and wait before you make a decision, which is kind of that win or lose. You know, you don't necessarily have to make a decision just yet. You know, think about it. But then we have the 4 of air, and the 4 of air is the same as, you know, it's the same type of energy as the coming together. You know, this is peace, this is happiness, this is contentment. You know, in some cases, this can indicate, you know, an engagement, a honeymoon, a marriage. So for those that, again, and I don't even want to say those, again, that make the choice to not choose the ego route, because for some of you, if you don't choose, you know, if you are right, because some of you may be very right in what you're doing and you choose to walk away, I don't want to say you're not going to end up here, because it's still going to take you to this place. I feel like everyone's still going to end up with coming together in the 4 of fire. So I hope that makes sense for you. So I pulled surrender cards for both the masculine and the feminine. The card for the feminine, and I kind of laughed because I felt like it was so spot on given how this spread was coming together. Surrender stubbornness. So that it plays in so well with that win or lose card, and not holding on to something that is just not worth holding on to. So surrender stubbornness. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and with yourself. So, you know, this isn't, you know, again, that win or lose, it might not necessarily be with your twin. It could also be something within yourself, that you might be an ego with something about yourself too. Then for the masculine, what they should be working on surrendering is surrendering the drama. And the message here is, no matter how emotionally charged the situation, remain calm and don't contribute to the drama. Staying centered will help resolve the issue more quickly. And, you know, if there are any divine masculine watching this, I feel like, again, like that's perfect advice, you know, for the near future and this, you know, whatever is going to come up, because I do feel like you know, there's going to be some sort of shadow trigger, something that's going to need to be looked at. And then I got a new deck, and I wanted to pull a card from there. It's Love Your Inner Goddess by Alana Fairchild. And the card that I pulled is Rockstar. And the card says, I am a million different things at a million different times. I am me with no apologies. And here is the message for Rockstar. You may have a subconscious fear of being judged or becoming the target of jealousy that causes you to shy away from the limelight. You may mistakenly believe that being in the spotlight means you are supposed to be perfect or better than everyone else. There is a higher purpose in standing apart from the crowd and being seen. Choose to accept opportunities that make you more visible to others, trusting that you will shine your truth and integrity to make it positive and healing experience for yourself and for others too. And I feel like that's such a beautiful card for us to be starting 2018 with, especially with the focus of doing the work on ourselves and focusing on our own lives. And you know, I'd love to hear how that card resonates with you and how you can apply this card to your own life. So that's all I've got for you guys for this week. I'm hoping to be doing some full moon videos to take advantage and help you guys through this full moon that we have going on tomorrow. So keep a lookout for those. I'll be splitting them up into earth, air, fire, and water signs, so there'll just be 4 of them. So as always, you guys can find me on my website, indigowingshealing.com. You can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/indigowingshealing. You can join me on my Facebook group, which is Indigo Wings Soul Connections, and you can email me at indigowingshealing@gmail.com. So I will talk to you guys soon, and I hope you have a wonderful first couple weeks of January. I'll see you soon.